It started on a quiet morning, on a lonely road somewhere in rural Africa. She limped along the dusty roadside, thin, broken, and barely holding on. A man named Mark, on his way to work, spotted her from his truck. Something about the way she looked at him stopped him cold. Her eyes were tired, her paw injured, but she didn't run. She had no more running left. Without hesitation, Mark wrapped her in an old blanket and carried her to safety. In his truck, she lay still, trusting a stranger with what little strength she had left. That night, he fed her. She barely touched the food, but her tail moved. Just once. She slept soundly for the first time in what must have been weeks. Days turned into weeks. Penny, as he named her, began to heal. One day she ran after a stick like she'd forgotten she was ever abandoned. She watched movies with him, slept at his feet, filled the silence in his lonely life. She was free now. No longer surviving, she was living. 3 years later they hiked together, like always. But as Mark stepped into the tall grass, something struck. Pain, blinding. A snake had bitten him, and they were miles from help. The snake disappeared, but Mark was already fading. Penny barked, loud, frantic. And then she ran. She found a pair of hikers, barked, pulled at their clothes, begged them to follow. They found him, barely conscious, called for help. Penny never left his side. At the hospital, Mark woke to find her curled beside him, just like always. Now they sit on the porch at sunset, a man and a dog, both saved, both saviors. Kindness isn't wasted. Sometimes what you rescue ends up rescuing you.